Chosen one, what you are about to discover is not by accident. You have unlocked a doorway that others do not see, a doorway that leads to growth, authority, and personal power. This is not about waiting for permission or relying on outside approval. It is about stepping fully into your own responsibility and potential. What once seemed like obstacles were actually lessons, and what felt like delay was preparation for the breakthroughs you are about to experience. To fully engage with this moment and amplify its energy, take a small step right now. Hit the like button, subscribe to help us reach 30,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. These actions are more than just clicks. They are signals that you are ready to align your mindset, focus, and discipline with the next level of your life. Your progress depends on consistency, courage, and clarity, and now is the time to move from waiting to intentional action, from hope to achievement. This message matters because it speaks to the quiet turning point most people experience but rarely understand. It addresses the internal shift where confusion gives way to clarity, hesitation turns into resolve, and potential begins to demand responsibility. It reminds the listener that real change doesn't arrive loudly. It forms through inner decisions made repeatedly, especially when no one is watching. At its core, this message emphasizes that personal authority is not granted externally. It is built through discipline, patience, and the courage to act without validation. Understanding this changes how a person approaches time, effort, and purpose, transforming waiting into preparation and struggle into strength. I believe this message is powerful because it confronts comfort without attacking the listener. It challenges excuses while offering direction. Instead of promising quick results, it honors the process and respects the intelligence of the individual receiving it. What makes it impactful is its honesty. It doesn't glorify ease or luck. It reinforces that progress belongs to those who are willing to sharpen themselves daily, even when growth feels invisible. This kind of message doesn't motivate for a moment. It reshapes thinking. There comes a moment when you stop asking who will allow you to move forward and start recognizing that permission was never required. This realization doesn't arrive as confidence. It arrives as responsibility. You understand that your direction is no longer someone else's duty to decide. Power begins when excuses lose their grip. When blame fades, clarity enters. You recognize that circumstances may influence your position, but they do not control your response. That awareness shifts everything. People often mistake power for dominance or recognition, but real power is internal stability. It's the ability to act decisively even when conditions are uncertain. That kind of strength is quiet but unbreakable. This realization is uncomfortable because it removes the safety of waiting. There is no one left to point at. Growth demands ownership, and ownership demands courage. Once you accept this, life changes pace. You stop reacting and start directing. Momentum follows clarity, and clarity follows responsibility. What once felt like delay often served a deeper purpose. Waiting stretches patience, strengthens observation, and builds resilience. It trains you to hold vision without immediate reward. During these periods, discipline develops quietly. You learn consistency without applause. That ability becomes priceless when pressure increases later. Waiting seasons refine judgment. Impulsive decisions fade, replaced by measured action. You begin choosing progress over urgency. Many people quit during this phase because results remain hidden. But growth doesn't always announce itself. Preparation works silently. When movement finally arrives, you're not scrambling, you're ready. The wait wasn't punishment, it was conditioning. Discipline is not restriction, it is direction. It creates structure where chaos once lived. With structure comes reliability, and reliability opens doors. Talent may attract attention, but discipline sustains opportunity. Without it, momentum collapses under pressure. Daily habits compound silently. Small actions, repeated with intention, shape character long before success becomes visible. Discipline sharpens focus. It eliminates distractions that drain energy and replaces them with purposeful effort. Access isn't granted randomly. It's earned through consistency, reliability, and self-control. Progress without alignment leads to exhaustion. When actions don't match values, energy leaks. Alignment restores strength. Clarity about direction simplifies decisions. You stop chasing everything and start committing to what matters. Aligned effort multiplies results. Even limited resources become powerful when focused correctly. This stage requires honesty. Belief without execution remains incomplete. Action transforms uncertainty into data. You learn, adjust, and improve instead of guessing. Progress belongs to those who move before certainty appears. Confidence grows through motion, not planning alone. When belief meets effort, results follow. Until then, hope remains untested potential. A cluttered mind blurs opportunity. Clarity sharpens awareness and reveals options once ignored. Mental discipline reduces emotional decision-making. You act from intention, not impulse. Clear thinking improves resilience. Challenges become problems to solve, not threats to fear. With clarity, priorities stabilize. Energy stops scattering and begins concentrating. New paths appear, not because life changes, but because perception does. Endurance is proof of commitment. Anyone can start, few continue. Continuation builds credibility. Through endurance, skills deepen. Repetition strengthens mastery beyond surface knowledge. Authority forms when others witness consistency over time. Reliability earns trust. Endurance teaches patience under pressure. You learn to function without constant motivation. Those who endure become examples, not because they speak loudly, but because they remain standing. Silence can be intentional strength. Not every move requires explanation. Quiet focus conserves energy. Attention stays on execution rather than validation. Strategic silence allows observation. You learn while others rush. Growth often happens privately before it appears publicly. Silence isn't absence, it's preparation. Responsibility shifts perspective. You stop waiting for rescue and start building solutions. Ownership eliminates excuses. Progress accelerates when blame disappears. With responsibility comes empowerment. You realize influence begins within. Mistakes become lessons instead of failures. Growth becomes continuous. Breakthroughs occur when accountability replaces entitlement. Focus directs energy precisely. Scattered effort produces scattered results. When attention narrows, skill sharpens. Improvement becomes measurable. Opportunities often hide behind consistency. Focus keeps you present long enough to notice. Distractions steal potential. Focus protects momentum. Hidden paths reveal themselves to those who commit fully. Development precedes visibility. Foundations form long before results surface. Recognition arrives late, often after discipline is proven. This stage tests patience. You must believe without external confirmation. Growth unseen is still growth. Strength accumulates quietly. When recognition comes, it reflects preparation, not luck. Comfort maintains the familiar. Courage invites expansion. Growth requires discomfort. Resistance signals development. Choosing courage means accepting uncertainty willingly. Comfort feels safe, but limits progress. Courage opens paths comfort never will. Opportunities respond to readiness, not desire. Preparation determines timing. Skill meets chance through readiness. When the door opens, hesitation closes it again. Readiness creates confidence under pressure. The door opens because you earned entry. Self-control creates freedom. Discipline replaces chaos. Mastery begins internally before external success. Emotions become managed, not suppressed. Consistency strengthens identity. Self-mastery multiplies effectiveness in every area. Many search outward for solutions already within reach. Growth transforms questions into capability. You become dependable through effort. The answer was never external. It was developed. When belief meets action, transformation begins. Every great achievement begins with small victories. These wins may seem insignificant, but they quietly build confidence, momentum, and belief. Each day you conquer a task you thought impossible. Your potential expands in ways you can't yet measure. Small victories teach consistency. They are proof that discipline produces tangible results over time. When you tally your progress week by week, you realize growth is rarely dramatic. It's incremental, yet unstoppable. They also build emotional resilience. By achieving minor goals consistently, you train your mind to face bigger challenges without fear. You start seeing obstacles as temporary tests rather than permanent barriers. The psychology of small wins is powerful. Each success, no matter how small, reinforces the habit loop of effort, reward, and motivation. This loop becomes a self-sustaining engine for progress. Finally, small wins cultivate gratitude and confidence. You begin to celebrate your efforts rather than waiting for recognition, creating an internal sense of achievement that drives long-term growth. Failure is not the enemy, it's a teacher disguised as pain. Every misstep contains a lesson if you are willing to learn. Those who fear failure often stall, but those who embrace it accelerate growth. Facing disappointment without quitting strengthens character. It teaches patience, humility, and persistence in ways success never can. When channeled correctly, failure fuels determination. It transforms frustration into focus, anger into ambition, and doubt into experimentation. Every setback becomes a stepping stone toward mastery. Finally, embracing failure shifts your mindset. You start viewing life as a laboratory rather than a battlefield, and every experience becomes data to optimize your future efforts. Solitude is not loneliness, it is self-discovery. When you remove external noise, you can hear your own thoughts, fears, and aspirations clearly. Solitude is a forge where character is strengthened. Time alone fosters deep reflection. It allows you to evaluate decisions, recalibrate goals, and understand your values without external influence. Solitude also encourages creativity. Many innovations and breakthroughs occur when the mind is quiet, free to explore ideas without distraction. It strengthens independence. Learning to enjoy your own company builds confidence, reduces reliance on validation, and develops emotional resilience. Ultimately, solitude trains you to act from intention rather than expectation. The more comfortable you are with yourself, the more effective and centered your actions become. Patience is not passive, it is strategic. It allows the mind to observe, evaluate, and respond with precision. Most people rush, but those who master patience create lasting impact. True patience requires trust in the process. It teaches that growth cannot be forced, and timing often matters more than intensity. Patience reduces impulsive errors. Decisions made with careful consideration are less likely to backfire and more likely to compound success over time. It cultivates perspective. By waiting wisely, you can distinguish between distractions and true opportunities, focusing only on what matters most. Finally, patience builds inner peace. It balances ambition with realism, allowing progress without anxiety or burnout. Your surroundings shape your mindset more than you realize. Being around driven, focused, and positive people inspires growth, while toxic environments drain energy and ambition. Environment also impacts habits. Daily exposure to productive routines reinforces good behaviors and discourages counterproductive ones. Physical space matters too. A clean, organized, and inspiring environment fosters creativity, focus, and motivation. Changing your environment can accelerate transformation. By removing negative influences and adding supportive elements, you amplify your chances of success. Ultimately, growth is easier when the world around you reinforces the values you want to develop. Mentorship and observation are powerful tools, but success is personal. Learning from others' experiences informs your decisions, but blindly copying leads to frustration. Studying others highlights patterns, mistakes, and strategies. You gain insight without enduring unnecessary hardship yourself. It also teaches adaptability. You learn what works for you personally, rather than forcing someone else's formula onto your life. Learning from diverse perspectives increases creativity. You can combine lessons in unique ways, producing original solutions to complex challenges. Finally, observation develops humility. You understand that everyone struggles, grows, and evolves, reminding you that patience and persistence matter more than shortcuts. Thinking alone never achieves results. While analysis is valuable, overthinking leads to stagnation. Action is what transforms ideas into reality. Immediate, deliberate action generates momentum. Each step, even imperfect, clarifies what works and what doesn't. Action teaches faster than theory. Experience accelerates learning far beyond what observation alone can provide. It also builds courage. By acting despite uncertainty, you develop confidence in decision-making and resilience in facing setbacks. Ultimately, consistent action bridges the gap between dreams and achievements, transforming potential into measurable success. Your inner dialogue shapes your reality. Negative self-talk limits potential, while positive, empowering thoughts create momentum. Words have emotional power. Speaking and thinking with clarity and encouragement strengthens belief in your abilities. Thoughts influence decisions. If you view challenges as threats, you act cautiously. If you see them as opportunities, you take bold steps. Mindset shapes habits. Optimistic thinking produces proactive behavior, whereas doubt breeds hesitation. By mastering your inner language, you control not just perception, but the trajectory of your life. Life is unpredictable. Emotional resilience is the capacity to recover from setbacks and remain effective under pressure. Resilience develops through experience. Resilient people see obstacles as temporary, maintaining hope and clarity in adversity. Finally, resilience fuels leadership. Those who manage their emotions inspire trust and influence others positively. Knowledge alone doesn't create results. Wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge strategically in real-world situations. Learning theory is only the first step. Testing it through experience transforms insight into practical skill. Wisdom also requires reflection. Mistakes and successes alike are analyzed to extract deeper meaning. It strengthens decision-making. Instead of reacting to every stimulus, you act based on understanding and foresight. The more knowledge you acquire, the more valuable wisdom becomes, bridging the gap between potential and excellence. Consistency is the invisible engine of achievement. Small, repeated actions create massive results over time. It builds credibility with others. Reliability earns trust, respect, and influence. Consistency reinforces self-discipline. Repeated effort strengthens habits until they become automatic. It also combats unpredictability. Steady effort ensures progress, even when motivation fluctuates. Finally, consistency compounds results, transforming small efforts into extraordinary outcomes. Growth often requires releasing attachments that limit potential. This could be habits, people, or outdated beliefs. Letting go is not weakness, it is empowerment. It creates space for new opportunities, knowledge, and relationships. Attachment breeds fear of change. Releasing it fosters flexibility, innovation, and openness to growth. It also teaches emotional maturity. You learn to separate identity from circumstances, focusing on what you can control. The courage to let go accelerates transformation by replacing stagnation with purpose-driven action. A life without purpose drifts. Purpose focuses effort, clarifies priorities, and infuses actions with meaning. Purpose provides resilience. When obstacles arise, knowing why keeps you moving forward. It drives motivation. Daily routines become fuel for long-term goals rather than empty activity. Purpose aligns choices. Decisions that once seemed random now reinforce direction and progress. Ultimately, living purposefully transforms life from reactive to intentional, creating fulfillment and impact. Pressure is inevitable, but it can be transformed into a performance amplifier rather than a source of stress. High-stakes situations reveal capability. Those who rise under pressure build credibility and confidence. Pressure sharpens focus. It forces clarity of thought and accelerates action. It strengthens resilience. Adversity experienced in controlled pressure situations prepares you for larger challenges. By reframing pressure as opportunity, you convert discomfort into a catalyst for excellence. Every decision shapes the future. Small daily choices compound into a legacy that reflects values, discipline, and impact. Choices define relationships, opportunities, and personal development. Awareness transforms trivial decisions into purposeful ones. Legacy is built over time. Consistency, integrity, and responsibility leave a lasting mark beyond immediate results. Reflection ensures alignment. Periodically evaluating past choices reinforces intentionality in the future. Ultimately, your legacy is not inherited. It is consciously created through deliberate, value-driven decisions. Preparation is the silent engine behind visible success. Most people notice the results, not the effort, but those who prepare consistently create outcomes that feel effortless to outsiders. Preparation transforms uncertainty into confidence. It requires discipline to plan without immediate reward. Reading, researching, practicing, and reflecting may feel tedious, but each layer compounds over time. You develop an invisible edge that shows up when opportunity knocks. Preparation also reduces fear. When challenges arrive, well-prepared individuals respond with clarity rather than panic. It allows calculated risk instead of reactive guessing. It is not just practical, it is psychological. Knowing you've done everything possible breeds a quiet assurance that fuels courage and resilience. Ultimately, preparation turns possibility into probability. Luck favors the prepared mind, and every effort you make today shapes the triumphs of tomorrow. Criticism is inevitable when you step into growth. Some critiques are constructive, while others are harsh or misguided, but all are tests of emotional strength. Resilient people absorb lessons without being paralyzed by negative opinions. They filter feedback intelligently, adopting what helps and discarding what hinders. Criticism develops humility. It reminds you that improvement is a continuous journey, and no one has perfected their craft overnight. It also teaches confidence. When you persist, despite doubt from others, your inner belief grows stronger than external validation. It allows experimentation, risk-taking, and learning without being immobilized by fear. It inspires others. Witnessing consistent courage encourages those around you to take responsibility for their own growth. Ultimately, courage is the lever that turns intention into impact, shaping both life outcomes and self-perception. Education does not end with formal schooling. Lifelong learners continuously improve knowledge, skills, and understanding of the world. Self-education requires initiative. You seek answers, experiment, and integrate lessons into practice rather than waiting for instruction. It also builds adaptability. In a rapidly changing world, learning independently allows innovation and agility. Self-education fosters confidence. Mastery over knowledge, combined with critical thinking, empowers decisive action. Finally, it ensures growth is self-directed, turning ambition into capability through intentional investment in personal development. Ambition without self-care leads to burnout. High achievers understand the importance of maintaining physical, mental, and emotional health. Balance improves performance. Rest, exercise, and mental breaks maintain energy, creativity, and resilience under pressure. It builds sustainability. Long-term success is not measured by bursts of effort, but by consistent progress over decades. Balance also fosters clarity. A well-maintained body and mind process information more effectively, allowing strategic decision-making. Ultimately, integrating well-being with ambition multiplies productivity, satisfaction, and lasting achievement. Conclusion: as we wrap up this journey, remember, growth is never accidental. Every choice you make, every challenge you face, and every small action you take contributes to the life you are building. Progress is not measured by applause, but by persistence, discipline, and the courage to act even when the path is unclear. The real power lies within you, not in luck, not in external validation, but in the daily decisions that shape your future. You've seen that every struggle, every moment of waiting, and every setback is preparing you for a breakthrough that only readiness can unlock. Believe in your ability to transform potential into results. Trust the process, honor the lessons, and keep moving forward, even when the reward feels distant. Your journey is yours to define, and the impact you make begins with the commitment you carry in this very moment. Thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself today. Remember, no one else can live your life or fight your battles for you. You are the author of your growth, the captain of your direction, and the architect of your destiny. Carry this message with you as a guide in the days, weeks, and months ahead. Let discipline, courage, and clarity be your constant companions. And never forget, the power to change, create, and achieve was within you all along. Stay consistent, stay focused, and keep pushing forward. Your best version is waiting, and it's shaped by every intentional action you take from this moment onward. If this message inspired you, make sure to subscribe for more guidance, motivation, and strategies to help you unlock your potential. Hit the notification bell so you never miss insights that can transform your mindset and your life. Join the community of action takers who are committed to growth, consistency, and living beyond limits. Your journey starts now. Take the first step today.